big thing everyone's talking about is Doc Rivers should be fired after what we saw last night. So my question to you is, a losing record after how many games would get Doc fired? How many? What's our record have to be for us to fire Doc in the season and also kind of be able to compete for the rest of the season, Eric?
I'm not really put numbers on the guy getting fired. Like I don't really operate like that. I would say, being that it's already, and my son even, he texted me, he was like, is the Doc getting fired kind of premature? He kind of asked me that.
Yeah.
And I said yes, but you have to understand that it's sort of carryover from the previous seasons. It's carryover from, and I think, not even Doc's history. I'm talking about the Atlanta series. I think that's where it all starts.
Yeah.
So the carryover from not getting by the semifinals, and then the expectations coming into this season. So I don't think the roar is loud enough for anything to happen. I think if you get into after the holidays, if it's not really a change as far as how the team is playing and the record, then I think that maybe the conversation can be had. Would probably be had then, but you also have to look at if something's done, then what's next? Because this team isn't built for the future. So you're making a move, you got to make a move to kind of jolt the team and move forward. So how is that going to look?
All fair.
Teja, I was gonna say, where are you on this? Are you with the other Philadelphia fan base who wants him out like yesterday?
That's so like, I mean, everyone just wants to fire someone. Look, what I think pushes a lot of people to do that is that I'm more about you fire someone if you have a plan afterwards, right? Like, don't just fire someone for the sake of it. You got to have what's next. You have something better to replace it with. A lot of people like Cassell a lot. They want to see him become a coach. So that I think that kind of pushes it also for people. I don't think he gets fired this year. I really don't. I was trying to think of, it's hard to put I don't want to put a number on anything. I start kicking around like hypotheticals. If we were at this point under 500, then what? Now, one thing I could see moving the needle, if there's like player coach problems, we start hearing Harden argued with Doc. If we hear that Embiid in the press conference after the game starts openly questioning lineups, plans, preparation, if we start to see it unwind a little bit, that could push it to him that something happening. It would almost be like management intervening to stop the drama at that point.
Yeah, I mean, I think if besides something like that happening, I think if you get into All-Star break and after that, and you're looking at play-in game or not making the playoffs, then you make a decision. Let's see what Sam can do to end this season. But I just don't think we'll be there. I just don't think that's where this team is headed, even with the slow start.
What about like 1 or 2 games under 500 at the All-Star break?
Well, I think the record. It's hard for me to look at the record without looking at the standings. I think the record and the standings will matter. I think if you're under 500 but you're in 6th place, you know what I'm saying? Do you make a move?
That's interesting. It's how bad this how like uneven or even the conference is.
Yes,
help factor into how poorly your team's actually
yes.
Like the record is the record. You're under 5 games of 500. You're not playing well. I mean, you're in 6th because maybe the East sucks.
I understand you're not playing well, but you make a move and you're in the playoffs.
It's hard.
You know what I'm saying?
The hypothetical I came up with was under 500 by All-Star break. They say, all right, let's give him like 5. Let's give him like 10 games to see if he rights the ship and goes in the right direction. And if it's still just down, then maybe a quick little like jolt with Cassell before the playoffs start.
Yeah, I mean, I understand the record, but I do think that the standings matter because you have the playing game, and you really have 10 teams that make the playoffs, and I just don't think you can make a move this year, and because you can have a losing record and get in the playoffs, and the season's a new season.
Yeah.
So,
that's why I'm inclined to say he doesn't go anywhere this year.
yeah, I would lean towards that. Like, I just don't think they'll make a move during the season unless it's just, we just stay the way we are, which I don't think that's the case.
I think even if it fails, I think it's got to be a full season failed. All right, man, we gave you – then all bets are off in the off season. That's okay. We gave you the full season, man. You couldn't pull it together, right? So,
yeah.
Do you see? Because I mean, what fans and a lot of the Sixer beat writers are saying, it's like, oh, the guys don't look enthused. They don't look enthused by the lot. And I think that the thing that I don't like about what a lot of the media is doing, they're making it seem like the players don't like what Doc's doing, which is not the case at all. It's like, oh, they don't seem enthused by the lineups that Doc has tonight. So why has nothing to do with Doc's lineups?
I mean, I think when the people that want to see him fired, their narrative is going to be whatever they feel to get him fired.
Yeah.
So I mean, I can't put much weight into that. I mean, at the end of the day, we got to win games, and I think the people that want him fired and don't want him fired, we all agree on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I definitely think it is way too early to start the watch. I just do. We have like 5 new players in our rotation. That's a big deal, and I'm definitely guilty of thinking that they're all vets. They played together before, blah 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 blah. Reasons why it should just be instantaneous, but it wasn't. So
I mean, they all played together, but they didn't all play with Joel.
No, it's not just Harden and Houston. It's a whole other team that plays that's supposed to play through someone else. If you think about it, so it's a completely
different. They didn't all play.
Yeah, completely different philosophy. It's not the same. That should have been the first thing they said. Now this is not Houston. Right when the door's shut behind everybody at training camp, like just get that out of your heads. But